Good morning, everyone. In today's video, I want to give you the first sneak peek into our new Opening Range Breakout platform. It's currently 7:15 a.m. as I make this video, 7:15 a.m. Pacific, which means the markets have just opened. So let's take a look to see how our new platform helps us find the best morning breakouts every single morning. Now, everything starts with the dashboard in the new platform. It gives you an idea of what's happening both in the market along with what's happening today. Now, on the left side, on the market side, we can see that currently our market pulse is showing that we should be in a cautious bull phase. The reason for that, SPY, QQQ, Dow, and the Russell are all in a market stage of accumulation. Now, if this was all, or rather some of these indices were in a market stage of acceleration, then we would see this cautious bull be a little bit less cautious. It would just be bullish. However, given this back and forth tendencies, if you look at the sector breakdown, that's why we're cautiously bullish. And we can see XLV is the one sector that's very clearly bullish. So if we find any healthcare breakouts, pullbacks, I'd be very encouraged to take those. Next, we move on to today's bias. Take a look at 5, 15, and 30. And 30-minute just started 7:15, but we should have a lot of the 5 and the 15-minute breakouts already in. So we can see the 5-minute has a 74% long bias. The 15 has a 63% long bias. And so far, the 30 has a 69% long bias, which might change as the day progresses. So far, all signs pointing to bullish. Now we come into the scanner and we piece all of that knowledge to actually find some trade setups. Now the first thing you may want to do is narrow down your watch list. That's often the best place to get started. I like to use either the S&P or the Nasdaq as my starting point. So I'll load in the S&P and open up our filters. Now we've added a ton of new filters to make it really easy to find the best setups, but what do we mean by best? Well, best are the ones that are agreeing with the trend, both the ones we identified, but also the trend of the actual underlying. You should notice there's a new column that we've added in, which is a trend column, and this is the market pulse, where you can very easily see what market stage we're in and how long we have been in that market stage. So is this a new trend, an old trend? What is it? So this is something that makes it really easy. You combine the trend with the conviction score, and all of a sudden you have a very easy way to rank setups. The conviction score you'll see varies. The ones at the top, so 98 for example, is a high score. That means we have a lot of things aligned. We have our directional trend aligned. We have the win rate suggesting that we expect to see this trade be a winner. We have a positive trade expectancy. In this case, we're risking 2 to make 1. We don't necessarily love that, hence a few ding on the points for the conviction score. So there's lots of factors, and I just gave you 4 that we talk about. But we also take a look at things like support resistance. What is the current volatility? Is the opening range width tighter or narrower than usual? There's tons of factors that allow you to then build a conviction score that you can trust. One that tells you very clearly, in this case, that hey, GE out of this bunch is one of the better setups. GE, Netflix, and American Towers. Now let's layer in our trend filter. So on the left, I'm going to click with trend. As soon as I do that, I'll find only the trades in which we're shorting, where we have a bearish market pulse, or a market pulse which is orange, which is of distribution. Can't really find any of those right now. If we have longs, we'll be looking at longs only in places where our market stage is an acceleration or accumulation. And these would be fairly recent trends as well. So width trend is one filter that I really like. Another filter is the ORB width. I've found that trading tighter ORB widths really sets you up for some expansive volatility where you're in before that volatility picks up. So with trend, type percentage, and now I'm going to bring in some risk to reward. So let's say you wanted to focus on just the one-to-one setups. Well, now we have that very easy to go. We clicked one-to-one. Now we know only the risk one to make one. And out of the bunch, there's only Gilead that's offering us a pullback. Everything else is trading with the actual breakout. So now let's take one. So let's take Gilead since it is offering us a breakout. And we know that it's in the healthcare space. Or a pullback rather. I'm going to click the symbol, and now we can see what the 5-minute range is, we can see what the 15-minute range is, and we can see what the 30-minute range is. Now we can see 5-minute range broke out above 124.98. Our target is at 125.53, and the second target at 126.01. You take a look at the daily trend here, and we can see that the market pulse has been green, suggesting a bullish trend. So now we can come inside a think or swim. Now, if we come into a Thinkorswim chart, I already have a Gilead order working when we were selling off, but we started to reverse before that happened. So far it feels like maybe Gilead has gotten away from me, but I think the point still holds, which is we start with the scanner. We figure out what is our bias, what is the market telling us, are there any sectors we want to be paying attention to, and what is the day telling us. We used all of that to determine healthcare was a sector we wanted to be long, and came inside of our scanner and used the S&P and the Nasdaq to help us find those trades. I had the tight filter loaded on the ORB with, which allows us to find stocks like Gilead and many others that you might want to trade. You also have semiconductors with ASML if you wanted to look at those. You can find other pullback opportunities. Maybe you want to find trades that have the wider ORB playground with risk 2 to make 2. Tons of opportunities that you can pick and choose from based off of your particular trading style. I hope you found this video helpful in giving you a demonstration of the new Opening Range Breakout platform. We're going to be releasing this live for all of our ORB members by next week. No additional charge to your membership, no upcharge, nothing of that sort. If you've been on the fence about signing up for the Opening Range Breakout platform, I'll leave the launch pricing up through this Sunday. After this Sunday, the price for the Opening Range Breakout platform will increase when this new platform 2.0 goes live. Hope that helps. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading, and I'll see you in the next update.